Espo. Giving you the rice and bean, know what I mean? What up, slime?
Hey, you already know what it is. It's your boy Colin Parshon. He put a little paint where it ain't little seasoning with some reasoning.
Yeah.
Got a special guest up in here that needs no introduction. Tell the people who you is.
First thing first, man. Shout out.
Cut the music. Cut the music. Cut
Shout
the
out
music.
to Goody Mob, Outkast, the whole Dungeon family crew.
Yes, sir.
I pay respects, man, off the top. Y'all raised me from an adolescent to be the man I am today.
Yes,
It's the
indeed.
El Naturino, a.k.a. Southside Nature, a.k.a. Sunnyside Nature, a.k.a. Big Nature for all them freaks out there, baby. It's Natureboy.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I don't know what else I can say after that, but y'all know who it is. It's showtime. Let's go. Let's go. Let's
Do
go.
it. Let's do it.
I appreciate y'all coming through today.
Respect.
Yeah. All
Thank you for having me, man.
no
Thank
doubt.
you.
Oh no,
Appreciate
it's
that.
the honor is ours. The honor is ours.
Yeah, you penciled
Honor
us
is
in.
ours. Absolutely.
Despite what's going on, a
Uh-huh.
lot of people busy right now. But Nature Boy,
Yes, sir.
give us a little bit about yourself, man. How'd you come to Atlanta and do what you do, brother?
Basically, military brat per se.
Okay.
We moved to Atlanta. I've been here since the 5th grade. Southside representing Morrow High School, 02. Military, the whole nine, came back to, give my people what I learned. And so I've been doing a lot of community activism since maybe early 2010, 2011.
All facts.
Right.
And community is everything for me. So I've been in various engagements from, joining other groups, helping out where I could, being that neighborhood uncle who all-time quarterback, the whole nine, right? So I done did a little bit of everything, and community is paramount to me in the aspect of community. The village mentality is everything. So right now we got Seals Family Farm. We just became farmland through the USDA last year.
Whoa.
And,
Whoa.
Right now,
Big time.
when people first think of farming, man, the first thing is, can I get something off? You got some fruit and veggies.
Right.
We don't cultivate food like that for sale. We cultivate humanity.
Oh.
So what we do is install garden beds and teach people, empower people how to grow their own food. So self-sustainability is the key. That's where we at right now.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, for really though.
Hey man, this brother is heavy.
Ooh, real heavy.
He's heavy.
I ain't talking about the biceps, man.
We talking about the mentality
Hold on,
and
hold
the
on.
movement.
I've been in there with you with them biceps.
Oh, you know what it
Come
is
on,
then,
come on,
cuz.
calm down, bro. Calm down.
Country strong.
Yeah, for real though.
Yeah, man, you said a whole lot right there, though, man.
Yeah, straight up.
And I think we done just got lost on that just as a generation.
Right.
We done got lost on it. You get people, they just pull up to their garage, open the door, they in the house,
and slam
they
it.
don't talk to the neighbors, they don't talk to the, I see little memes, oh, your coworkers ain't your friends. And,
Right.
I see all this stuff where everybody is just promoting individuality and,
Right.
but like I said, you just said a mouthful when you said community is paramount.
Yeah.
Paramount.
Yeah. That's our challenge now, is kind of reconstructing the culture. That's what I believe. I believe we have to reconstruct the culture because we did get so far away from that village mentality and knowing the people on your block.
Right.
You stay in the cul-de-sac and you don't know nobody in your cul-de-sac.
Right.
Right. Your kids outside playing and they can't go play with these kids. It's cancerous. And we've been spoon-fed that for a while now.
Yep.
And we got to figure out it's our job as the uncles of this generation now, man. We the uncles now, man. I know I am now. Every time you hit the gas station, man, what's up, unc? Damn, I'm old now. But it's our job, man. We got that on our shoulders now, how to reconstruct our community and how to I'm looking for a big word, man, but I can't. Recalibrate. Recalibration.
Recalibrate.
Right,
He
recalibration
came in
of
with his
the mind,
dictionary.
man. Yeah.
I feel you, man.
We got to recalibrate, and we got to get back into that old way of living. Yeah, straight up.
But some people may not want to make the change because it's so convenient for us.
With that, and I'm glad you said that. And one thing about him, through his work, I didn't see where, just like with the world going on right now, where they got food, you can only buy so much and all this. This brother right here, he ain't. I'm a city dude.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm grocery store concrete living. This brother here, man, not only does he help his community, but he also will show you how to get it the way, just in case we get back to that where you got to go get it.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Tell these people about what you do as far as your organization and how you came about that.
Well, again, like I said, I done a lot of pivoting. So I started out in 2015 with United Africans of America, and my key, the thing I honed in on again was community. That's going to be the framework for anything I get myself involved in. Okay. And basically, it was just that divide in our community. And Atlanta has been Atlanta for a while, but it stopped being Atlanta when we had a lot of I ain't gonna say migrators, but a lot of people moved down, and the Southern hospitality in our culture diminished in an authentic fashion. We started involving other people's culture into ours, and it became obsolete. Right? It became a monster. Right. In which the one we speak of, where we don't know our neighbors, we don't communicate with anybody, we don't shoot the deuce. Right. We just ride by as mean mugs, and it's crazy. But United Africans of America was started in efforts to help people like myself at the time who were confused or lost and looking for a piece of heritage or history or ancestry, just like anybody else who goes through that as African Americans who kind of lost what was stripped so long ago. Okay. So I started that in 2015, and since then I've been pivoting. And again, we became Farmland. SealsFamilyFarm.com is where you can find us. We do workshops, and that's the main thing we do, and it's across the board. We're saying everybody has to eat. Right. And at this point in time, we can't really exclude people from understanding the primal aspect of existence, which is just eating. You got to be able to understand. That's empowering to know you can grow your own food. Right? You can free up some time, you can free up some bills, and then you can invest in your community with that same time and money. Right. So that's why we take that stance with just, going forth into the community, and rather than selling you, I'm going to teach you how to make it for yourself. And I can even show you the enterprising aspects of varieties you can come with growing your own food, canning and the whole nine. So food preservation, medicinal wild edibles. Okay. It's a whole lot. Right.
I'm acting like I don't know you. So when I ask you questions, don't give me a look like you know what I'm saying. Yeah. But this ain't just for adults. Right. Where do you start a little younger?
Yeah.
And you go all the way up.
Yeah.
So tell the people.
I think the saying was you'll spend a lifetime trying to change a grown man, and you could change a life of a child, right? Where, you know what I mean? Okay. That's a rough synopsis, right? Right. But basically, that's where we start so young. It's easier. Kids are moldable. They're still receiving that information as sponges, and you can kind of change that cognitive calibration again. Right. You can change their mentality towards the trajectory that you want it to go toward, rather than dialoguing or arguing with grown-ups who don't want to change, who don't want to be uncomfortable. It's okay. I respect you. We don't have to agree. Right. I'm not going to invest my time in you, though. Gotcha. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's basically it.
Absolutely.
In a nutshell. Big nutshell.
But you said kids. So one question is, how early do we teach our kids about real American history and injustice?
I think it's a case-by-case basis. As a father of four, I got 12, 7, 4, and 3 are my children's ages. And it goes off of you understanding the way your child can digest information and understanding when to apply certain insights so that they can digest them. Gotcha. Right? So it's important that we understand that, because you can show a picture. It's the same thing with calibrating a child who's going to grow up to be a racist, right? You're giving them stuff where they're not digesting it. They're just going to reflect whatever you tell them. Right. Yeah. And then you grow up to be X, Y, and Z. It's important to kind of be mindful of what you're teaching your children so they don't grow up with hate in their heart. Absolutely. And you'll basically just do the same thing. So yeah, it's a case-by-case basis, but I start as early as they can digest it. We keep it real. Okay. We keep it 100. I think that was a part of the culture that we kind of
got away from.
Not even got away from, because back in the day, it would get out the room when grown folks talking. Yeah. Right?
Definitely.
Grown folks having grown folk conversation, you ain't involved. Right. So I had to check people a lot of times, because we'll be in a room like this and my child might come in. If we was at my house, my children would be right here. Right. And can't nobody say nothing to them. So I'm saying, if I let them in the room, that means they're ready to hear the conversation. Right. So that's kind of where I stand at as far as the children and introducing them.
This is soul food today, bro. I'm taking it all
I'm trying.
in, bro.
Hey, I'm
This
trying
is
to.
soul food
I'm trying
today,
to stay
man.
involved, but I'm just
know what I'm
taking
saying?
back,
This
and I'm
is-
just like,
Yeah.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Man, I ain't
this
never
is-
seen y'all starstruck.
I'm
man.
just
Hey,
saying,
hey,
like,
hey.
he got the
It's real
vocabulary,
life,
he
cuz.
got
I'm
the
telling
fruits and
It's
vegetables.
real life.
He
Right? Yeah. No bow tie, no
Talk-
bean pie. Man. I still got them fruits. and
Talking like he
vegetables.
walking.
Real.
Every step
real
he
life.
take, man, is official.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
Respect.
You know what I'm
it
saying?
is.
That's why he here. We ain't dealing with nothing but official.
Yeah.
Respect,
And y'all
respect.
check him out, man. Tell him again, because like I said, you put the videos up. You out there lifting tree trunks, exercise,
get
running
big
through the
and get
gym.
strong,
Tree trunk.
man.
Yeah, man. I'm telling you, he out there doing it. That's his workout. He don't
That's
use
it.
weights. He
We
use
call it
trees.
Nature land, man. Welcome to nature
He
land.
work out
yeah.
with the trees, dog.
But again, the premise of that is self sustainability, right? You don't have to
Yeah.
go and spend a whole bunch of money in the gym to get big. Come on down to nature land, man. Free of charge, no registration. You know?
Country
no nothing.
cockstrong.
Come on.
Just
Slide
come
some
with your
slabs.
heart and your sweat. Be
Yeah,
ready
ready.
to work.
Take some
I'm ready
wheel,
now.
man.
Boots
Come
only.
ready.
Come on with it.
Come ready.
Yeah.
I got some folks in shout out to Sumter, South Carolina. Aunt Dot, she got her own farm out there.
Okay.
And I used to send my parents down there to pick stuff throughout the summer when they come from New Jersey. And I mean, everybody you meet down there, cockstrong.
Yeah.
Like living off the land, and you're getting everything natural. It's not processed.
Yeah.
No preservative. What's happening?
I got a question for
Yeah.
you. With everything that's going on right now,
Mm-hmm.
and you said you had 4 children, and I'm not even I'm gonna put it this way. I know you done sat them down and had a conversation with them. Could you just give me a little insight on what that sounded like?
Basically, to keep it 1,000, right? The only way I know how to keep it. We've been talking about it because we never got out of it.
Okay.
So the
There we go.
conversation has been resounding in my house. So anybody who know me
Right.
know that's what I talk about. I don't talk about sports.
Right.
I don't talk about fashion.
Okay.
Natureboy talk about what been on people's minds since the 60s and before. We still fighting for it. It's still real life. Even though we're in Atlanta, the Mecca, it's still real life. So that conversation has been, we've been showing the kids the movies and clips and having dialogue with them about injustices and what we need to do as a community, as individuals, communities, and as a culture to get past it, or what we think, right? We don't know, but we just saying we got to figure it out now.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
Yeah, straight up. So
Indeed.
Don't be afraid to talk to your kids. I didn't never get to answer the question. I remember growing up, music was my thing as far as, listening. Let me be clear. And my old man used to play a lot of songs, and I used to ask questions about them. Eventually, I started asking questions. And from there, it went from he telling me stories didn't make no sense at the time. Through time, I figured it out. As I got older, he started handing me books.
Okay.
It went from reading Game Pro. I guess I'm dating myself because Game Pro, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's a long
That
time
been
ago.
out.
I guess
That
I
ain't
guess I'm
published
dating
in
myself.
about
But,
15, 20 years.
it went from Game Pro to things with substance in them, like real substance in them.
Yeah.
Right.
And of course, he gave me time to be a teenager and all that. And it got to a point to where he wanted to see what I picked up and how I would apply it.
Right.
So he took his hands off of it for a minute. Of course, I end up going another route. You know how we do.
Right.
But what brought me back to it was I felt like I lost something when I was in high school. Because when I got to college, the first year I went to Texas College, a little black school in Tyler, Texas. Shout out to them. It was so much history around me that I didn't know. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
And that kind of fueled me to want to know more.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So when it came, it got me to the point to where I didn't want to talk about nothing else, like you said, for a minute. And then your circle changed because you started wanting to talk about people. You started talking to people who are like minds. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And as I got older, when I had kids and all, every now and then I slide one in on them. I love music.
Right.
So you wouldn't hear, a lot of things, but you would hear Dead Prez, Public Enemy,
Right.
a little X-Clan every now and then.
Oh, you went heavy.
You know, I mean, because my kids, they took it from me that they love music.
Okay.
So what I had to do is I had to figure out without them feeling like they preach to
Give them something they can
and
relate to.
and then it get to the point to where one kid helped the other. the next kid help the other.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I take pride in how my kids are. Like my daughter texted me yesterday and said, I'm on my way downtown.
Uh-huh.
And at first I was like, I don't want my daughter to go downtown. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But it got to the point where I had to realize she's 26 years old.
And you instilled that in.
And she making steps
Yeah.
because she's the future.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
Right,
if she
right.
felt that strong about it to go, you know what I told her? Be careful
Safe.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and do what you got to do.
Yeah. For sure.
And I sent her on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so, man, music is a beautiful tool to be used. Man.
Oh, absolutely. I agree.
You know, it permeates our culture. And, if you can use it in that way, man, you can really
absolutely.
build some strong kids and have that dialogue early.
Yeah.
Right? You ain't got to wait till your child at 18, 17. They
By
behind
then,
the
they
eight ball.
already, yeah, they already,
behind the eight
they
ball.
already
You can have
molded.
them kind of conversations early, man. And it's your responsibility to kind of introduce that
Yeah.
in a way that they can digest.
I could feel the energy in here. And I believe you all had fathers in your lives, but what about a child that doesn't have a father? You know, how does that affect the child
Not having a dad.
not having a father? Yeah. How does having
I think it's
an absent father?
plenty nuance with that, man. You can't really say exactly what's going to happen because some people didn't have a father and turned out well, and then you got the polar opposite. Again, my resolve is community, a village mentality, and what I tell people is you can get out there and invest again in your community in more than just a monetary fashion. You ain't got to do a book bag drive. You ain't got to buy no new shoes.
Right.
Sometimes you can be all-time quarterback. And again, you're bringing about that level to where you can possibly
certain respect to where you
it's
can
respect,
influence.
and now you can influence.
You can
now you
influence,
can
right.
talk about something. You can bring about a dialogue. So right now, I took a couple nickels and rubbed them together, right? Bought a whole bunch of paintball equipment. We marked off a little paintball area.
You had some qualities then. Them one of them nickels.
Yeah,
you
you know,
had
a
some
couple
qualities.
rusty nickels, man. You know what I mean? But
Guess who coming?
come on with it.
Guess who coming?
Look, I did it for free last
Okay.
summer, just for the kids, and again to introduce something to where you can have that respect, mutual respect.
Definitely.
Now it's Uncle Nature,
Right.
And Uncle Nature gonna tell you about X, Y, and Z that's going on. Hey,
Right.
how y'all feel about this? So again, I believe in just being that communal uncle or communal father, and it's plenty of us in our neighborhoods that are talking just like this. We just got to step outside our garages, outside our houses, and introduce ourselves, reintroduce ourselves to our community. It shouldn't be a reason why a young man without a father doesn't know how to change a tire or change oil.
Right.
Right? It's somebody in the community
That does.
Should-
that
yeah,
does it,
that
that
does it.
knows, and you can pass it on. Right.
Right.
And of course, it's different things. It's depth to it, but the premise of it in introducing manhood is somebody in your community who should be responsible to bear that burden with you. Right. If we think on that village mentality.
Absolutely.
And that's what you were saying. I mean, I think it's real important that being out there and being seen. I'll even speak just in my neighborhood. You know, I'm outside. I'm in the yard. You know, I wash my car. I'm always sitting outside.
Yeah.
So people know me. The little kids. I used to have my nieces live with me. Little kids will come over here. Hey, Uncle Sean, can you change my tire? You know, I change their tire, so they will come to me for whatever. And then when I see them cutting up or whatever, I can shoot it to them. Hey, boom, boom. They gonna listen to me because they know on the top end I'm looking out for you.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I'm not just coming out here fussing at you, but you
Right.
gonna understand that I'm gonna give you what I got, but you got to give me the same effort.
Right. Right.
You got to give me the same effort.
Absolutely.
So
You know, I checked one of my homeboys. Let me not use that word. I told one of my homeboys, so your son 15, you know, I changed the tire. He said, he gave me all this. The only answer I was looking for was yeah. So I said, you know what? I'm going to give you 2 weeks. If you ain't taught him,
I'm gonna teach.
I'm going to teach you.
Yeah.
Because I call his son my nephew.
Yeah.
Right.
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 You know what I mean? So I ain't playing with that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But he got it done. You know what I'm saying? But it's just the point of, if I take you in as my family, I mean that. I ain't playing no games with that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Unedited, uncut.
Yeah.
Like, and it got to be like that because a lot of us, I don't know about y'all, I didn't have the guy in the neighborhood to take me under a wing. You know what I'm saying? My mother and my stepfather divorced. I was 16.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So when he left, it became a survival to help my mother get through these last couple of years before I had to go off to school.
Okay.
So I ended up in a lot of other different corners besides what maybe I should have been at. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to it now, if I come around your kids, like I look at it, if you respect me enough to bring me around your family, because family is people kill you over their family.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
I can't just be there. You know what I'm saying? Our conversations can't be, let's see how fast you can run out there and throw that football to me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Let's see if you can get by me dribbling. Now let's talk about something else, and let's see where it go. Because I might say something that we ain't perfect, so I might say something that the old man or the queen ain't said to you, and you might get to go back and ask them like, what do you mean by he said that?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like you said, take a village. But like my brother, the Honorable Louis Farrakhan said, it take a village, but not none of you punk motherfuckers to lead.
Straight up.
Period.
Straight up.
Indeed.
That's exactly how he said it.
Piggyback off that, man. That's the whole premise of the mentality we gotta have, and it even gotta supersede you allowing me to see your children in that manner. I'm saying when I see a child I don't know off the street, I'm gonna treat them like they my child.
Right.
To a certain degree, of course.
Sure. Right.
But I'm gonna look out for you off the muscle. If you walking down in the direction of traffic, I'm gonna pull over and say, hey man, pull on the other side.
Yeah.
You wanna see the cars come. It's small things like that.
That'll save a life.
That can save a life.
Yeah.
And that's you gotta have it in you. You know what I mean? It's nothing you could buy at the store. You just gotta really feel it
You gotta feel
in order
it.
to care that much.
Hey man, I watched the argument in the gym this morning. A guy came and went to the bathroom. He took a shit. I'll take it. He came out. Me and another guy was washing our hands. Guy just started to leave.
Then he washed his
So
hands.
so the other brother was like, "Hey, bro, you ain't gonna wash your hands? A lot going on in this world right now."
Right.
So he looked at him like he was short. This dude was about 6'3".
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He looked at him like he was short, and he walked out. And the dude got frustrated. I said, "Man, let me say before you take this energy somewhere it don't need to be, understand, man. A man's ego is very, very, very tough to break.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So." He probably feel bad about it, but at that point in time, he wasn't gonna give
'cause
you
he
that.
felt like he was checked.
I said, but you did your part,
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you did your part.
planted that seed.
Yeah, and that's it. That's all.
It's about accountability, right?
Hey man, that's the hardest thing when it comes to people. Man.
Egos.
Yeah.
People, man.
People's egos.
It's easy to tell somebody else when they wrong.
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave that just right there.
I mean,
Figure that out.
As black men, how do we hold each other accountable?
That's heavy, man.
You know what though, my friends?
If it's
Because
accountability.
everybody in here pulled me to the side.
Right.
Everybody.
Right. Which
know what I'm
we've all
saying?
done for each other.
So
Yeah.
if you call him your brother, your cousin, all that, start there.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
You gotta
saying?
have them uncomfortable talks.
Yeah.
It's okay to be uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You don't have to stay in your lane and just mind your business.
But to me that's
'cause
selfish
that's-
behavior.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
selfish behavior.
I call it coward. It's kind
just
of coward.
just watch how you say it. Like we always talk about and how it comes out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Your
Don't-
approach.
Deliver.
Yeah,
Approach
don't-
is everything.
Yeah, you know. So you know who your people is. You know how you can and can't approach them.
Yeah.
It all should have respect on it.
Yeah.
But you know, sometimes it don't. But
Right.
somebody got to check themselves, man.
Right.
It's a million times that I got to check myself when one of the brothers is getting at me. We got an OG at our job, man. You know what I'm saying? We call him Nation. Nation to come up to you, man, and hit you with something. And you know what you're going to do because you respect him? You're going to listen closely and apply whatever he just told you.
That's dope.
Shout out to Nation.
All right. That's
Respect.
dope.
That's what's up.
Absolutely.
Shout out, Nation.
What up, Nate?
Yeah, I think that's where we at right now. We got to figure out. Since you're speaking on, like you just gave an example of the gym. That's somebody who didn't know you from Adam, right?
Yeah.
And then you talk about Nation, who you know, so you develop respect and camaraderie
Absolutely.
in order to receive that message.
Right.
I think that's where we at. Where we got to figure out how to, again, recalibrate our culture to where we see each other and have that respect first.
Yeah, right.
So that's the reason why I engage in conversation. I always say respect first at the beginning, and I leave with it. It's respect. I did a mentoring program, and they asked me, why you do that? I said, I want to set you up. I want to let you know everything I'm saying is out of respect. When I leave, you still got my respect.
That's like a bob and weave, ain't it?
It's the same thing, cuz I'm gonna hit you with the uppercut too. I'm gonna really tell you something.
He was shouting out good in my there. He talking about that cut a Calhoun, that slim.
Yeah.
Watch out for the hook.
Yeah.
Watch
That
out
shit
for
be jamming though. I'm gonna listen to that when I leave.
That was Cool Breeze.
Cool breeze.
Cool cutter.
I ain't gonna tell you about your own music, but it's cool. It's cool.
He created the witch doctor too, right?
It's cool.
Yeah,
That's somebody
Cool
else.
breeze. Yeah.
I mean, don't get it
It's
together.
good.
Dog. Get it
It's
together.
all right.
Yeah, we knew what you meant. We picking it down.
Yeah.
Speaking about disagreeing and being cool, why is it so hard for some people to understand that we can disagree and still be cool at the same time?
Ego, man.
It's got to be
much
ego.
so. A lot of
Yeah,
ego.
he referred to that earlier.
Yeah, it's
ego.
ego and culture.
An open mind person will go into anything knowing that it's a chance they could be wrong.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Where a closed mind person go into it thinking that you got to prove them wrong. It's a difference. You know what I'm saying? Like when we have a conversation, even the voice matters. You know what I'm saying? And how you say something, because an open mind person, and you might be right 100% and know it, but when you present it, you still gonna say it. One thing about my homeboy in Nickel City, y'all say I mention him or not, but I talk to the man every day, all day.
Shout out,
So
Flex.
let me say this: he'd know the answer, and when this is what he does. This it be some bullshit. That's what he does. You know what I'm saying? He'll say, I don't know everything about everything, but I'm pretty sure. And he'll do it like that to where, for one, he done made you comfortable. Mm-hmm. And even if you think he wrong, it left that gap for you to say whatever you gonna say. Now after that, he might get you in order. But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He just, the way he leads it. It'd be so funny to me. I'd be sitting back like, you ain't wrong. Why you playing with
But he
him like
made
that?
you comfortable.
That's the whole point.
But he made him comfortable enough,
Right.
and then he did what he had to do, and I think that's a big part of a lot, man. Is we talk at each other, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
And that's
saying?
major,
we
man.
talk at each other like somebody wrong. We don't even, like you said, we don't say respect.
Yeah.
We don't do it with the bully dude.
Right.
We just go right into it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Think
You
they
ain't
pride
on
gets
this.
in the
Oh
way.
man, that's
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah,
If
blah,
you ain't
blah,
on
blah,
this,
blah,
you
yeah.
ain't, blah, blah, blah.
So we done took right and wrong to the side. We done threw our view in it and made that right and wrong.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we got to check that as a community.
Right. And,
You know what I'm
and
saying?
being silent doesn't help either. Some people feel like the pressure going on, they'll just
Yeah.
be quiet and turn right. You know the person wrong.
Right.
Or you don't even have a dialogue, right?
Right.
So authentic dialogue is something one of my partners do, Dr. Sunjata, shout out. But he holds these authentic dialogue meetings with the community. And it's something, again, we have to restructure how we view each other and how we entertain and interact with each other.
Absolutely.
And I learned a lot from just going, because I'm the type of guy, I'm not going to argue. I don't talk too much.
Right.
I don't like to argue. I'm going to tell you what I feel, and you're going to rebut. And I usually would walk off. But then I understand that that's not even me being responsible either. Right? I'm respecting you enough to say, hey, nah, I got to check you. I got to walk you down so you can unpack what you just said and understand why it could offend somebody, why it's wrong, or X, Y, and Z. And it's still a responsibility as well. So being silent can be just as deadly as being confrontational.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes, indeed.
Speaking of silence, man, that thing that you just said about people being don't want to talk, say something.
Yeah.
That don't mean. Understand there's a difference between complaining, saying something of substance, especially if it got a solution
Right.
added to that.
There you go. That's
See,
the key.
the problem with a lot of us, man, we know a lot about the complaint, but when somebody says something like, well, what's the solution? You know what we do? Bruh. There you go. There you go. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I was victim of that, but then I learned pick your times, man.
Yeah, you got to pick your fight.
Think it all the way through before you present it. Because if you throw it out there and somebody challenge it, first you're gonna be offended.
Right.
who was he to ask me what a solution? I
Right,
mean,
right.
he might have thought you had something,
Right.
so
and he
can
wanted
eat
to
on
figure
it.
out how he can help you
Over
So he can eat on it.
and get it done.
Right.
But you too busy mad at the fact that he challenged you, and we here. So now y'all at a communication, and like the Natureboy,
Yeah.
excuse my back. I ain't standing for all that. All right. I'm gone.
For real.
I'm gone.
For real.
I'm out of here.
Yeah, I'm gone. I ain't got time for that, man.
Yeah, man, that's great. But everything y'all said, man, I think it's hard for us to get to that point, just to have that conversation to where we can open up grown ass men. Let's just be real, grown ass men, because you were saying our egos are tough to crack, but I think they're as fragile as hell, because as soon as they is touched, you feel like you got to fight immediately, as opposed to opening it up to, like you said,
Right.
to saying, okay, maybe I might be wrong, and maybe I can hear something. And also, I don't like piggybacking you, but again, you brought up another good point when you said when you jump into these discussions, have a solution,
Right.
Because then all you doing is adding to the commotion.
Right.
Even if you ain't
just
got a
saying.
salute, not to cut you off.
Yeah, that's what you meant to do.
Yeah, whatever. Even if you ain't got a solution, state that before you go off into your business. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because
Right.
especially lately, man, I'm seeing a lot. And my people, believe me, I feel your pain.
Yeah, yeah.
But like Sean was about to say before I cut him off, we fueling this fire
Ah, yes.
with all these complaints.
Yep.
You know, don't nobody know B. Everybody know A. But we need to get to C.
Right,
Right.
C is when we put it in action.
right.
We all on A right now, and everybody's talking about this, that, and the other, but nobody's saying nothing about B.
Yeah.
Yo, and I'm kind of off with this, but Natureboy fueling me today, man. He fueling me today.
Gonna flame up then.
It's a thing going around right now about the 7th of July, where we ain't spending no money on that day, but it's more to it than that. It's just not the 7th. I was talking to a brother today. Y'all know who I was talking to. The Nickel City Bully, man. Y'all know what I'm talking about. And,
Seem like you talk a lot, man. You just talk all day.
Hey, man, I like to build. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? And me and the brother, my brother, actually, we tend to take things and only talk when it's solution or options to things. So I don't be on the look. I'm like you in a way.
Yeah.
I ain't got too much sports conversations for you.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't watch reality TV.
Right.
So if the conversation ain't what I constructive to bring something,
Right.
I'm really not even engaged in it. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to hear the war stories. I probably fade off on you because I don't know how much of those is real. Right. You know what I'm saying? So, so my thing is I like great conversation where it's building. That's why we kind of did this to help people build what they got going.
Yeah.
But back to this 7th of July, it's deeper than just the 7th. And I don't have all the information right now, but what I understand, it's a lot more than that. And I need everybody to research the entire thing about the 7th. It's not just the 7th. It's got to deal with black business. It's got to deal with ways we're going to move up until the 7th. And the 7th, we're not going to spend a dime. But it's still things in there that needs to be done. It's just not based on that one day. So please, everybody, look into that before you read this thing on Instagram and Facebook and just say, the 7th, I ain't spending no money because something else. But it's so much more than that. And there's so many days in between that you're going to miss on the opportunity to be a part of something great. So I just want everybody to, research that a little more and, follow it if you feel it.
Even with that, with you saying that, I'm gonna go back to where everybody did the blackout profile for Floyd that day, and I saw a lot of people commenting, why the hell we doing that? Why the hell we doing this? And for me, in my mind, it's like, first off, in order for us to do anything, we have to have solidarity.
Yeah.
And as easy as that was for you to just black out your profile or whatever the case may be, we still have people that want to argue. What that creates is the whole point of that is trying to create a habit for us to move in unison, for us to mobilize so that we can start just going in the same direction with numbers, and people wanted to argue that just because they, you know.
Let me. See. You got anything to say, Chris? No, you got anything to say, Spo?
Go ahead.
You?
No, go ahead, jump in.
Information is everything, bro. If you call me tomorrow and say, "Yo, man, we gonna black out our screens for this, that, and other," you know my next question?
Why?
Yeah.
Why? Mm-hmm.
People want to know why they doing something, man. Because it sometimes it determines if they're gonna do it or not.
Right.
When I this whole blackout thing, I just happened to be on Instagram one day and seen everybody's screen was black.
Yeah.
So I ended up making 2 phone calls to find out.
You told me about it. I didn't know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
you told me about it.
What was going
but
on?
when you told me, I was like, okay, cool.
Because Tuesday was actually supposed to be the day we released our show because we do it every Tuesday.
Right.
But this week, the blackout thing was on Tuesday. So I had to find out what this was so we could make a decision based on what's going on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I can't agree with people in a certain extent to know why they're doing something. If you just call me and say, "Dog, black out the screen," my next thing is gonna be why. I don't move off what somebody says based because they said it. I need to know why.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because it might be something I don't even agree with, dog.
Right. Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? I just give me the option.
Definitely.
Give me the option.
I just hate to see us argue, you know what I mean, when it's all about just trying to create some kind of camaraderie.
Mm-hmm.
Let's not confuse arguing with understanding, though. Let's not do that.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because some people just wanted to know why.
I never saw that.
Because I told you.
Yeah, I think that why is going to permeate the whole movement, man. And again, that why, right? That's that thing, right?
Right.
That's that thing where even when you lifting weight, so you're trying to lose weight, you're trying to get big. It's the why.
Why?
Right?
Why
If you got a condition, you know, I done seen folk die from diabetes. They couldn't put it down. They couldn't put whatever they want. They why wasn't strong enough. We all heard that before.
Absolutely.
And I think we have to again recalibrate our culture, recalibrate our minds, and dig down deep to create a why that makes us,
to energize you.
Right.
Get
from
that
nothing. Yeah.
Get that engine going.
Yeah, keep that engine going. We need that.
It was days and y'all, this is my brother. You know what I'm saying? It was days that I would show up to the gym because I knew he was gonna be there.
Yeah.
I might not even really want to go.
Yeah.
But me and him was equal. Okay, you was a little stronger. Okay, I'm gonna give you that. You know what I'm saying? But not too much. Hold on now. Don't be shaking your head that hard. Not that much. You know what I'm saying? But he gave me what I was looking for.
Okay.
That was my why for making sure I got to the gym where I felt he was gonna be there in that time period. You know what I'm saying? So people need to know why.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like if I tell you, "Oh, I hate this person," blah blah blah, you ain't gonna sit there with that.
No.
You gonna be like, "Well, what happened?"
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Especially if I know him.
Right. Exactly. See what I'm saying? So just that why is so important. If you gonna present something for your people to try to make a change, don't half-ass it.
Right. Give it all
Make
up.
sure they know why they doing it, what it represents, and what's gonna come out of it. Because you can't just present something to people and thinking that question ain't gonna come, and you better have an answer.
Right. Because you're gonna get some folks that's gonna challenge you on it.
I just look at it. They looking for information, man.
Yeah. Yeah, and everybody got their own feelings. This is what I want to say. I had this discussion with a few people. Feelings and truth do not coexist. If you feel a certain way, that's how you feel.
Right.
But if I can give you some facts, fuck your feelings. Because I'm telling you the truth.
You just gotta separate it, man.
You got to be able to separate how you feel and the truth. And I need people to understand that. And that's why that goes back to what he was saying. A lot of people, why is it so hard for some people to not to disagree and then they fall out?
Right.
Because exactly what he said. People deal in their feelings first.
Yeah.
Don't nobody want to look at the truth first. They want to deal with
How they feel. Right.
We got a lot of pride, man.
Yeah. And it's different. You know, I know we speaking about truth, but truth is relative as well, right? So Some people hold the Bible true,
Right.
the Quran true,
Amen.
Yeah.
right?
I'll strike you for that.
Right, for real, go
Yes.
to war for it.
For
All
real.
day, every day.
Man, that truth is I don't know, man. We in a climate, like I said, it hasn't really had much variance. It's been like that for a long time, but right now, right here, right now, we got a lot going on, and I think that why that we're speaking about isn't necessarily information. It's internal.
Absolutely.
It's your internal
Absolutely.
why.
Right.
So if you tell me to black out screens because it's in representation of Floyd, I shouldn't really have to say why.
Right. But you got to tell me.
I can,
Yeah.
or not, or it could be just that simple. Or we could just shop with black businesses because we understand the depth of it already, right? We get the why.
Absolutely.
But I'm saying this whole conundrum that we're in right now is evident why black people should be doing what they're doing in a certain construct. If somebody has to ask why, typically they're the people I'm saying I'm gonna walk around.
Absolutely.
I'm not gonna spend
Yes,
my time.
sir.
You know what I mean? I'm not gonna waste my energy.
Right.
We gotta move in accordance, like you say, solidarity, and everybody who understands already has an internal understanding.
Sean, you spoke on truth and feelings.
Right.
Ladies, if you come out the closet and ask your man, how does this dress look on me? Prepare to hear the truth. That means he said, fuck your feelings, okay?
Right.
You know?
Because it's true, right?
It's because it's true.
You gotta finesse.
If you have to ask me, how does that look?
You gotta
And I
finesse.
give you the truth.
You got to massage that one now. You got to massage that.
What kind of nights you trying to have?
Right.
You got something else you want to talk about? Because that's what's going to happen. What's going on, bruh? You really going to...
She might leave anyway. Because it looks good on her. You know, fuck, she just asked you for, an opinion.
Hey, yeah.
You better learn how to get it.
Yeah, you got to know how to work around that.
Right.
Man.
That's the variance of that truth.
Yeah, that's
we
that
talking
gray
about.
area.
So
Yeah,
we still
that's
gotta
that
be able to
gray area
present it.
right there. Yeah,
You can't
That's a gray area.
yeah, that's a gray area. That's a gray area.
Charcoal gray.
Almost dark.
You
yeah.
need to make sure you see that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. You
absolutely.
got, oh man, that's
What you got for us, Spo? What you got for
Oh
us?
man, just to switch gears a little bit, why do we celebrate mediocrity?
Ooh. Kind of.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna take it from you saying that. Like, I know when I graduated kindergarten, I didn't get a ceremony. I just went to elementary school. When I left elementary school, we had a perfect attendance awards and this and that, but we didn't have like a graduation to go to middle school. And I'm seeing that a lot now, and I'm just kind of like, should we be celebrating every one of those steps? Because now, each time these kids is looking for some kind of celebration for stuff that you're supposed to be doing anyway.
Right. Wow. Got a participation trophy.
I think a lot of go ahead.
No, go ahead. You the guest, bro.
I think a lot of the push is social media, right? Everybody want to be on live. Everybody want to be front and center. Everybody want to be lions, right? Nobody want to be a jaguar. Nobody want to be a wild
tree.
rabbit.
Yeah, just want to stay in the tree out.
A squirrel. Everybody want to be lions, man. So everybody want to be on the new and on the now. You know, like I said, it's cancerous, man, because you end up looking for creating something to be celebrated. Right.
But this is what you're
child
supposed
just
to be
did
doing
this.
anyway.
Yeah.
He just wrote his name. Your child is 6.
Yeah.
Right.
He's supposed to write his name. Supposed to write his name.
Right. You might want to look at some other classes, man.
Yeah, so I did that with my kids, man. My youngest, he just turned 3, and when we were potty training when he was 2, I give him a snack when he used the bathroom, right? You use the bathroom, good job.
Right.
I turned it from a Starburst.
Right.
And I cut the Starburst in 4s.
Right.
And, now he's going, even when he don't need to go, he going.
He going.
Right. So
Right.
I naturally just weaned him off.
Right.
Right. So now he uses the bathroom, and we transitioned from even candy to fruit.
I knew that was
Easy,
coming.
right?
I knew that was coming.
Easy. But again, you can condition kids, and conditioning is social media. It's conditioning. So we transition to fruit, and then nothing. So now he uses the bathroom, run, daddy. Oh, I give him a high five. Right. But what? Can I get a banana? Can I? No, you don't get no more for just doing what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to stay dry. You're 3 now. You're a big boy. Conditioning is everything, man. And social media conditions us to put everything front and center, and you want them likes, you want them hearts, you want folks to repost it, retweet it, what have you, and you'll do anything for it, man.
So a lot of free likes given out there.
Yeah, look,
you know when it gets
regular
on.
old
Yeah, we know who giving out free likes
I
in this
admit
room.
to that. I admit to that.
Yo, check this out. You first of all, you finished?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, check this out. I'm gonna take it all the way back to No Child Left Behind. Nobody wants their kid, or nobody even wants to be a loser. So they give them participation trophies. And they let them scoot off to the next grade so they can just be proud of something.
Right.
Maybe it'll jumpstart them to get to the next level. You ain't doing but setting them up for failure,
Right.
in my opinion.
Right.
But that's how that comes along. So it's mediocrity is a business still.
Right.
It's still a business.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because if I can convince you that getting a C on this test is the same as getting an A, because all I tell you is you passed.
Wow.
You okay with that.
Yeah.
Right.
So then you get the kids that they C students, they B students. If we got to put grades on them, let me say that. But that's how that works, because you looking at the kid that got the A, like, damn, you worked your ass off for
Right,
A,
right,
and,
right.
we in the same
Same
grade.
grade.
Right.
But he knows more than you. You just ain't peeped that yet.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that whole child don't leave a kid behind because of money. Let's be square on what it's about. Because every state get a credit and get money for every kid that advances to the next grade.
Right.
Let's be square. You know what I'm saying? Kids don't care as much. So that means if a parent can say my kid got to the next grade, they can post this picture of graduation. You know, so and so going to the next grade or whatever. The job is done. You know what I'm saying? Of getting to the next, no matter how much effort you put into it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I take it and I don't know if you've seen it, the Michael Jordan thing. You know what I'm saying? The Last Dance, in one episode, you know, they was talking about how harsh he was as a player. You know what I'm saying? He put his foot in your ass. You know, Michael Jordan said, "Yo, if I got to do what I got to do,
I want you to do the same.
I want you to be a champion just like me. So if I got to put my foot in your ass to get you there, it is what it got to be done."
Right.
The man got emotional, man, because they made it seem like he was wrong
Right.
for doing that.
Right.
Right.
You're going to be on a lot of teams in life. And it's
right.
going to be somebody there that's better than you, more knowledgeable than you, and going to push you in ways that you don't even know
Right.
you got inside you.
Right.
Right.
They don't mean to harm you,
Right.
but they trying to they winners. They set up to be winners. They not set up to be mediocre.
Mediocre.
You know what I'm saying? So what they gonna do is they gonna drag your ass until they get to where they gotta get to. Now what you end up being after that, that's on you. But don't nobody instill in you what needed to get there. You just decided to be lazy and because you knew you was gonna pass anyway, and be mediocre, dog.
Yeah, that's a great example. Even during the documentary, he was one of the rookies that he was playing with. He said he used to mess with him all the time because he saw potential in him. But he said, I will go at him purposely because I knew I could pull it out of him. You know what I'm saying? And I think a lot of times, I know I do that with a lot of people. My mouth is real fly. And I only do it to people that I know will be able to handle it and take it. And I want you to shoot me with the same stuff just out of just having fun, but I don't do it to everybody.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I try to pull something out of you just by messing with you. I take a little shots here and there, but yeah, I'm trying to pull something out of you that, you know, that can help everybody. You know what I'm saying?
I met a guy 8 years ago in the break room. He was sitting there. He had a little toothpick in his mouth. He wore these shorts. You know what I'm saying? He was real slick with it. To me, he was in Southern Playalistics, funky music, whatever it is. That's what he was.
Ain't no whatever it is.
We start building a rapport. Me and him, we end up getting cool because I would only see him really when I did overtime because we worked 2 different shifts. And when me and his brother started building, and he said something to me that let me know who he was as a person, because he introduced me to what he does as a person outside of making money on this I ain't gonna say guaranteed, but he knew if he showed up, he got paid.
Right.
What he did for his community, and what he said was, he said, "This is what I'm about, and whoever ain't about this, don't even worry about it.
Mm-hmm.
Don't even worry, cause this gonna happen.
Respect.
You know what I'm saying?" And it wasn't a challenge to me, but what he was saying was how he felt.
Right.
That you can be a part of this or not, but it's gonna happen.
Right.
We got him on the show today,
Yeah,
man.
the one and only.
That's what's up. Nature Boy today,
It's funny.
man.
We were both just saying like, who we got next?
And yo, this
We lie to you not. Me and
Yo,
Rap was
yo.
like, who we got next?
yo, we've been planning for you about 3 weeks, dog. About 3 weeks. Man.
we say we gotta get Nature Boy.
We gotta get
what's
Nature
up?
Boy.
We say we gotta
man.
get Nature
and
Boy.
the timing to us is perfect
perfect,
because
right.
what happened last week,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
you know, what if I always think about it like this: the grocery store is shut down tomorrow.
Yeah.
Who would I call to even get me started?
Nature Boy.
Slide on
Nature Boy.
Right.
Let me tell y'all people something, man. He can not only teach you,
Uh-huh.
he can get your kids together, man.
Right.
Everybody ain't able to get out there and do it.
Right.
But your kids ain't got no really, excuse.
Right.
'Cause they ain't got no job.
Right.
Their body shouldn't be broke down. They brand new.
You know what?
You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
You bring up a good point, and I want to say, I have a friend that she was telling me how when she grew up, her mom knew how to sew,
Right.
had an upholstery shop.
Right.
She knew how to cook. She
Okay.
knew how to do hair.
Okay.
She knew how to do all these things, but they didn't push them to learn it. And so now she's 40,
Right.
and she was like, I wish I would have made my mom show me these things. And she was like, she didn't push us to do it. And I said, a lot of parents, they always, I don't want you to have to do everything I had to do.
That's
But those trades
exactly
that
That's-
we have
that's the
gotten away
mistake.
from,
That's the mistake.
that our parents and grandparents
Right.
knew how to do, we didn't take to it because we was like, okay. And they felt like they just wanted to do this to make sure our life was easier.
Right.
But what I'm telling you now, people, if they know how to do this stuff, sit there, learn. My dad, he didn't force it on me.
Yeah.
But he would fix on people's cars. He would do brakes because brakes is the quickest come up, ladies.
Right.
Brake jobs are the quickest come up that these mechanics get over on.
yeah.
So my dad would do people's brakes. They would come by on the weekend, and my brother and my sister be out playing. I'd be out playing. But once I saw a car pulled up, I come and I sat right there and just watched him.
Yeah.
And after a while, he would be like, hand me this, hand me that. And then when I got to the point, he was like, all right, it's your turn.
Yeah.
And he got me in there and
Right.
started showing me how to do it.
Yep.
And
Pass
got?
down
What-
that.
what you
pass
got,
down,
Spo? What you got,
Pass
Spo?
down that trait,
Yeah.
and that's something he could thrive on as he got older.
Right. Enterprising. I think again, the resounding sentiment is community with me. Right. So I jump back in the same aspect. Right.
Go ahead.
So you talked about the young lady's mom being able to sew, being able to cook, being able to do hair, and I'm saying when we think about village and we have that mentality again, the recalibration of a communal thought process, you can be the one who does breaks. I could be the one to grow food. He could be the one who does accounting.
circulate.
It could be now we do a bartering
Circulate.
system.
Yep.
But now you're gonna fix on my car because I need you to.
Right.
In return, I'm gonna hang you these groceries every week.
Right.
And da 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 da. Right?
Right.
The whole point of me teaching the kids is because it's doable. It's
Right.
that
Yeah.
easy, right? Growing your food is not rocket science. You know, a little training, but you can get it done. And my whole premise when we install at sealsfriendlyfarm.com, when we install
Hold on. Slow it down.
yeah, Seals.
Say it one more time.
SealsFamilyFarm.com, located in Riverdale, Georgia. If you're anywhere in the metro area, look us up. We do have travel restrictions though. But yeah, so my whole premise is saying, hey, look, if you got 3 people in your community, let's say in your geographical neighborhood, and y'all are all interested, you grow 5 crops, you grow 5, and you grow 5. I'm sure all y'all where to plant them, how to do them. And instead of you worrying about growing all 15 or all 30 that you use, now you only got to focus on 6.
Right.
Who can do that? Your kids.
Right.
That might be 2, 3 garden beds.
Right.
But we can think about it like, again, the mentality has to change where we kind of spread it out.
Right.
We don't have to be, our parents were bombarded with workload.
Right.
Okay.
Right? That's why they had 11 kids and back, all my folk from Mississippi, we
Right.
had a gang of kids.
Okay.
Because it had so much work to do.
Right.
Right.
And you had to sew. You had to do all this to where you probably had a midlife crisis because you didn't really get to pursue the things you really feel like you were built to do.
Right.
So I'm saying we got to change even the narrative in that, and you shouldn't have to do all those things.
Right.
And we can circulate our value.
Talk to the people.
Yeah, we can
Talk to the
circulate our value without the dollar bill being behind it. That's strength.
Because
You
one
know
day
what I
the
mean?
dollar bill ain't gonna mean nothing.
It don't mean nothing now. We just under illusion that it does. That's another segment,
See
man.
how you check
That's a
me.
whole nother show.
See how you check me. We gonna edit that out the show though. You ain't gonna be
He
checking
did
me on
that
my
real
own show.
slick too.
See how you check me.
It don't mean nothing.
He did that Euro step
See how
on
you
you.
check me real quick. I thought me and you was cool. You
Man,
know,
we there, cuz we ice cold.
that's why we did
Yeah,
that.
for real.
My
though.
man.
That's what it is, man. We got to take a broader view, see a bigger picture.
It's a lot of people out here that property ownership is a great thing. But with that, everything that man just said, you can do in that backyard that you
Yes,
just
sir.
built that big ass patio
Yes, sir.
to sit there and do the hookah
Yeah.
And grill.
And grill.
and grill.
grill.
First of all, hold on. I like to grill.
That's why I said grill. I'm gonna put you on the spot.
I'm gonna ask you to
We
watch your
talked
mouth.
about accountability
Yeah.
and
I'm
grill.
gonna ask you to watch your mouth. We gonna call this ego. You know what I'm saying? But if you could take a corner
Yeah, just a corner.
of your
tent.
property,
Yeah.
you hear what I said?
Yeah.
Your property.
Yeah.
Put a vegetable back there.
Yeah. It
Talk
don't
to
take
him.
much.
Talk to him.
You know what I'm
Don't take
saying?
much.
Yeah.
That way you ain't got to get that vegetable at the store.
Right.
And if you need some chickens, I know a guy.
Yeah.
What the name is?
Yeah.
I call him Nature Boy.
Nature boy.
And he located near you if you in the
Yeah, for
Atlanta
real.
Metro.
South side.
Huh?
One time.
Really though.
Where at again, Nature Boy?
Riverdale, man, right by Riverdale High School, man. Little quick jog from
Oh,
the high
round
school.
the corner. Right round
Yeah,
the corner.
right
Mama
around
house.
the
He
corner.
over by
man.
mama house.
Yeah,
by
over by
Mama
Mama
Mia.
house.
Yeah.
Roberts Drive.
Yeah, oh yeah, you right there. Then.
Yeah.
Yeah. So those are, what again I transition to that because everybody got to eat.
Sure.
Got
And
to.
the times we're in right now, everybody is looking to be more self-sustainable, self-sufficient. So our classes include gardening and composting, rabbit husbandry and farm animals, and then we do a wild edibles and a food preservation class.
I wanted to ask you, why are rabbits so important?
Rabbits are beautiful. Rabbits are beautiful. I always tell people if you're going to have a garden, you should look into rabbits too. And again, here we are talking about that dynamic of a community. You might not have to have the rabbits, but they need to be available to you because they have fertilizer, the manure.
Right.
So rabbits produce a cold compost similar to goats and sheep. Those are the only three. Everything else you have to send through a composting process of 150 degrees for a certain amount of time. So you can't sprinkle chicken manure straight onto your vegetables, they'll burn them, right? So they have to be composted. But rabbit manure, you can let them dry out, break them down, put them right on your garden. You're going to get plants 5-10 times better.
Wow.
Your tomatoes are pumped all
Didn't
year
know
long.
that.
Me neither.
Didn't know
Small
that.
thing. And they're really, really, really easy to take care of.
We always trying to keep the rabbits out.
Yo, when you done ever got an education on doodle like that?
Never got an education on
You
doodle.
done got an education on doodle like that? Come on, man. Hey,
For real.
Nature Boy.
Yeah.
He ain't playing with it.
Not at all.
All the way with it.
Yeah, for real.
That's what's up, man. I was always told to keep the rabbits out. You putting fence around there and little
Yeah,
chicken
yeah.
wire and stuff like that.
We breed them, so it's called husbandry. You don't want wild rabbits.
Right.
Yeah, you want some of your own that you feed, and it's a sustainable mechanism.
Right.
So again, we talking about closing that loop and less cost, more product.
That's what's up.
So you
man.
just feed the rabbits some of them things you call weeds that's in your yard, and they gonna keep pumping that poop. You gonna throw it in your garden. It's gonna keep pumping for you.
growing.
It's a circle now.
Education on doodle.
Yeah, too easy.
I'm down with that bartering too because it creates a tight bond, tight friendship.
Hey,
We
man.
are. That's,
Right.
that's that cognitive calibration, right? So we get to see
He
each
got
other
the
different.
dictionary.
So
And,
what-
you,
what-
Where your
and you're
dictionary
the
at,
guy for it because let me explain that to
Okay,
you.
I'm listening.
Your personality is so comfortable for a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? So if you got a barter system, 9 times out of 10 they're gonna make you the leader of it because you good with everybody.
Yeah, you are.
You know what I'm saying?
You that guy.
So you gonna connect this person who might have a person with this person,
Right.
just to get a to the middle, to the goal. I'm gonna do that again. You're gonna take this person and that person, and you're gonna bring them together, which is gonna be a triangle. It's a pyramid. Don't get me started. We've been went all the way back to the
Running
beginning.
hand signals titles and
Don't
what's
get me
I don't know if
started.
I'm ready
Pay
for
good
this.
money for
Don't
this
get me
education.
I don't know if I'm ready for this.
Don't
doing
get
a-
me
He doing a
started.
bit much today.
Hey man, blame the nature boy, man.
So what makes
he
a true
brought-
what makes a true friendship then?
Dialogue,
Dialogue.
dialogue, commonality.
You got to know that you and the person, man. Y'all got the same goal, man.
Some people don't even become friends and they married, man. They become friends 20 years later.
Damn.
20 years later. Right? Some people go and join the military and have lifelong friends based off basic training.
Yeah.
Commonality, right?
Yeah.
You were forced to sleep together in that bunk bed and you were
Right.
forced to do everything.
Right.
Sometimes it's just time and conversation.
Yeah.
Right? And seeking to be cordial. And
Yeah.
being respectful to hear the other person.
Gotta be respectful.
And
Nature boy, I like you, but you saying so much, I can't add nothing. Everything, I can't even add nothing because he hitting everything.
I told you.
I don't know if I'm gonna let him back up in here. I
Oh,
can't.
no, he
let,
coming back.
I don't know,
he
man.
talking
'Cause
about
I can't even talk because he's saying everything I want to say.
When I say, when we asked him to
drop
be
my
on the
mic.
show, I knew that we was gonna learn,
Yeah,
we was gonna share,
indeed.
and it was gonna be a great show.
Respect.
This is the Nature Boy.
El Naturino.
He here to help.
Sunny side.
AKA
Big nature.
Big Nate.
Big Nature. Matter of fact, I'm mad I even said it.
Oh wow.
Y'all boy, wild with it, man.
So you got any like platforms they could reach you at?
You know what, man? That's been my hiccup. Nature boy
Got you.
don't do technology too well.
Okay.
So we're trying to broaden our spectrum.
Absolutely.
You ain't got nobody in the camp to handle that for you.
Ah, man, it's hard to get folk to lace them boots up, man. Right now, we really breaking ground. It's really hard work.
Okay.
And a lot of people like this is our culture again.
Right.
We like to talk real fly. Yeah. I say slide down on me and do X, Y, and Z.
Right.
Jokers nowhere to
they
be
got-
found. But it's okay.
yeah.
It's okay. It's gonna come.
It's gonna get
It's
done.
gonna come.
It's gonna get done.
It's gonna get done.
That's absolutely.
I know one place they can find it because we gonna post all weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, on Facebook. That's about that / Sears Family Farm.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
And they gonna see this, they gonna hear it, they gonna feel it. They better feel
Absolutely.
it.
Absolutely.
That respect.
You know what I mean? Y'all already know how we do up in here. And another thing,
What's that?
we talk about, the people we bring in here, they have something to contribute to the community.
Mm-hmm.
You know, even if we bring in people, we just want some nice, healthy, silly conversation. But look at this table, people. All this stuff is black owned. All this stuff is black owned, and it's gonna grow.
Right. Absolutely.
It's gonna grow. Okay.
Absolutely.
And we support these people. This ain't just for show.
All this stuff bought.
Actually, we buy this
All this
stuff.
stuff bought.
You hear me?
Mm-hmm.
So
We could have brought a chicken up here, but we didn't know if he was gonna behave.
it would have been a whole nother show.
Yeah.
All us running around here. You know what I mean? So what I'm saying, people, is, and what I'm compiling right now, I already have it. I haven't put it up yet. And it's funny. I'm gonna say it. One of my friends, young lady, white. She said, Sean, I know what y'all do on the show. Y'all promote black business. She said, but the list that they have up are all black-owned restaurants. Could you give me a more comprehensive
We do
list?
more than eat people.
You did?
Yeah.
She said,
We
could
do
you
more
give me a
than need.
more comprehensive list?
Absolutely.
So I said, I'm literally working on it right now, and I'm going to have that list up of services. We got a black-owned bank. We got all
Many
kind of
banks,
stuff out
many
there. It's a,
banks.
yeah,
We
it's a
got
nice
many. We
branch
got
of
many.
them. So I'm going to put that stuff up, man. So just put your money where your mouth is.
Shit. Yeah, I think this weekend, maybe Friday.
What's that?
Ace Hardware opened
Yes,
up.
yes.
It's a father and a son.
Two
They're
bro-
both
yeah.
black.
Mhm.
They opened up on Old National,
Old Nat.
right next to LA Fitness on Old National.
Oh, straight up.
Yeah,
saw that
Ace
today.
Hardware. So make
Ace
sure y'all go
Hardware.
in there and pay
Check
them
that
people
out.
some homage.
That was
Yes,
up.
You know, I went in after my workout today and just shook one of their hands. I said, man, I appreciate you.
They was in there.
Yeah, they was in there.
Okay.
Absolutely.
That's what's up,
Yeah.
man. And that's what I'm saying, man. We got to look out for each other, man. And that's all we saying. I mean, you ain't got to be out there doing this and doing that. If that's your calling, like Ralph said, his daughter was headed downtown. Be careful, baby. Do what you do. If that's where you need to be, that's where you need to be. But don't sit in your living room and just watch. Do something.
No, you can sit there and watch, but keep that mouth closed.
Right.
Keep that mouth closed.
Right.
Because before you criticize somebody,
Yes.
for them showing their emotions,
Right.
or their strategy, whatever they had, make sure you doing something.
Straight up.
Right. Before you could say anything.
Because all
That's the
you
motto,
what I
man.
would have done, people,
Yeah.
you wouldn't have done.
Wouldn't have
nothing.
done nothing.
Right.
Because they disappear when I always love the saying,
that?
you can't judge a man by what he doing in comfort. You judge a man by what he doing in adversity.
Adversity, man. Adversity.
Come on.
That's
bro.
heavy.
Let's
You
go.
don't
Man.
hear me?
Let's go.
And we gonna get up out of here on that.
Boom, 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 boom.
Again, thank you, Nature Boy, for blessing us, man.
Respect.
I appreciate that.
Thank
I'm
you.
gonna definitely get your information.
Absolutely.
Hey, man, I'm honored to have you, brother. Me and you
Yes.
known each other a long time, and we don't even speak often, but when we do,
Yeah.
it's real.
Absolutely.
Thank you for blessing our show today. Thank you for telling the people where they can get better without putting a price tag on what they need.
Straight up.
You know what I'm waiting on.
I know you waiting on, so I'm gonna do a little filler.
Yeah, go ahead, dog.
Nature Boy, like I said, man, I love you, bro. I'm glad you came up in here, but you taking my airtime, bro. But I love it because you hitting on all points, man. All points, and people need to hear it. And your vocabulary is spectacular.
Natural to the native, baby.
So, man, I appreciate you, man. I'm sure we gonna have a lot of people banging on that door
Yeah.
to get that garden going.
Hey, man.
Absolutely.
Hey, Chris, but we love this part of the show, though.
I'm simmering over
You
here.
know what I'm saying?
Wait for it.
There you go.
That's what I'm talking
I'm gonna
about.
leave y'all with this today. It's very important that we understand this. I got this off of We Buy Black, and what he said was, okay, no,
That ain't what they said.
No, what he said was, he said, we know that all black lives matter, but if we want real change, let's talk about the black dollar. Slavery was an economic decision, and our current and constant oppression is an economic decision.
They get it.
I am the 18th.
Call it Sean.
And the Afro Rican, baby.
Peace. 2 fingers together.